Welcome to Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria. Um, it's after work. Just got this sweater from the thrift store. I look cute as shit. I don't really have much of a reason, but we're going to explain as much of what I know about Five Nights at Freddy's. This White Claw is pretty good. It's pineapple flavored. All right. So it all starts in. I drank too much. That was weird. It's disgusting. It all starts in. I don't know. We'll say 2011 when this games guy named Scott Cawthon was too bad at making like Christian themed Bible games, and people said your robots are weird as shit because they're supposed to be like cute beavers and stuff, and they look gross and scary. He was like, oh god, I'll do like one big swing at this, and then I'm done. I'm gonna hang up my boots. I'll work in the coal mines. Look that up. So we made Five Guys at Freddy's, and there's four guys. There's five there's five guys in Five Nights at Freddy's, and the game starts off saying that you need a part-time worker for Five Nights at Freddy's, and that's you. You're the security guard, and it starts on night one. You get a phone call. It's like 12 a.m. at this point, and it's gonna go till 6. And he'll say some shit. You're like, hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria. Um, you're gonna be here till for 6 hours, and you're there's the animatronics can get a bit quirky at night, and if they catch you, they'll kill you by stuffing you into a suit. Excuse me. This is a pre-recorded message and stuff. See you later. So you're fucking you have three things you can do. You can look left. You have five things you can do. You can look left. You have seven you have seven things you can do. You can look left, check the left light, close the left door. Those things but on the right side, so look right, right light, right door. Then flick up your camera. That's the seventh thing. And that's gonna be your whole kit and caboodle for the whole Five Nights at Freddy's experience. One. Because on the first night, nothing really fucking happens. You just see the guys, and they're not really doing shit. I'm not gonna lie to you. So you're just fucking oogling about. Um, on the main stage, you see you see Freddy Fazbear. Oh shit. And he's flanked to his left by Bonnie the Bunny, and he's flanked to his right by Chica the Chicken. Freddy Fazbear is kind of like the main attraction, sort of the Chuck E. Cheese figure, sort of the Ronald McDonald figure. He's your main guy in the kind of the band and the supporting attractions. To his left is Bonnie the Bunny, and he's like the guitar guy, and that's probably what he sounds like. I don't know. And to his right, there's Chica the chicken, and she's like the eater of the group. She's got like a bib that says "Let's eat" and stuff, and she's the girl of the group, right? You're with me? So those are going to be the main like three that are on stage. But oh shit, what's that over there on like Camp 4? That's going to be Pirate's Cove. Foxy the Pirate Fox is going to be on there. And he's a little bit more tattered, a little bit more withered than the rest. I don't know why. I didn't I didn't do any research for this. Yeah, see, those are your four fucking guys, right? I don't want to drop my pineapple flavored White Claw. So your whole night experience is going to be fucking around, jerking off, taking the cameras and checking them. But honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you, it's not like that necessary. Um, so Bonnie moves by screwing around on your left side, then eventually he'll like come to the door. And if he's able to move while he's at your door and the door's not closed, he'll get you. And when he's at your door, the only way you can check if he's at your door is that light thing that I talked about. So if you can't find Bonnie the Bunny, you have to look left, check the left light. If he's there, then it makes this sound of Wah! Or something like that when he's at your door and he's big. He's like looking in there. And then if he's there, you like close the door and you have to wait. Um, he'll like you can kind of see his like rough shadow through like one of the windows. So like if you think he's gone away but you can't be certain, you can flick on the lights while not opening the door. So that's like helpful. Uh Chica is kind of the same deal but on the right side, but like one of her cameras is like, "Ooh, the lights are off." And she's going to be rustling around with like pots and pans and stuff. But it doesn't fucking matter because the only time they can get you is when they're at your doors. So you'll notice that when you're playing the game, you really only check your cameras for two men: Freddy Fazbear and Foxy the Pirate Fox. So Freddy Fazbear, what he does is he kind of teleports around to like a couple predetermined locations, and he says something like, and then if he's able to like do that maybe like 5 times, he gets you. And the only way to like stop him from doing that is to like check what camera he's on. Then he'll be like scared and stuff, so he won't move. He'll be paralyzed. And Foxy, they say the liberal media will tell you that you have to check his camera to make him stop moving, but in the code it says just freaking check the cameras at some point, and then he'll like stop being crazy. So that's how to like play the game, but like what do you like do in it? You're trying to defend yourself for all 6 hours on all the 5 nights, and they get crazier as the week goes on. You're with me? And as you like flick around the cameras and lights and stuff, you'll see certain things are like weird and like, oh, that wasn't there before, it like changed. And it'll be stuff like, oh fuck, oh fuck, this fucking this fucking pizzeria like closed down a couple years back because it smelled so bad. And like another newspaper is telling you that there's four missing children. Four missing children. That's the number of animatronics. Oh shit. You probably see where I'm going with this, because they had to close down for a little while for like weird smells and stuff, and we can't find these freaking kids. Oh no. Yeah, you got me. The dead kids are totally in the animatronics, but just you wait, it'll get weirder and more convoluted. And I don't know, man. Who gives a fuck? So as the nights go on, they'll the phone guy, the guy who called you at 12 a.m., he'll keep calling you, and he'll say, "I think, um, sometimes the animatronics will get you, and I'm going to explain some of the game mechanics. Um, just letting you know, one time, Foxy the Pirate Fox bit somebody's frontal lobe in the bite of 87." And that sounds like it's going to be a really big deal, but it's not going to be a really big deal, like at all, because there's this other bite that's more important that we do later for no honestly good reason. I don't fucking know. I'm not. I haven't played any of those fucking games beyond two of them. So I guess I've played two of them. The first one and then Ultimate Custom Night, which we'll get to, and it's gonna be like a lot of shit happening at once. So the game goes on and the game goes on and oh shit. On one of the voice calls, the Freddy Fazbear's, they get the phone guy, and now he's like dead and stuff. And that's scary, isn't it? Oh fuck. Oh fuck. Your friend is dead, and he's voiced by Scott Cawthon. That's like scary. You go about, and that's mostly the plot of the first game. We talk about 1987. We talk about the missing children's incident, where four children fucking they went missing. They didn't. We don't know if they died or not. Who knows? They're dead. They're in the suits and all that. The animatronic suits of Freddy Fazbear and Chica and Bonnie and Foxy as well. And that's like the main kit and caboodle. But you get to the sixth night, which is like a little optional thing, and they're tweaking. They're freaking the hell out, honestly. Oh, but then they try to get you, and you like win, and they give you a check for some money, and then that unlocks custom night for Five Nights at Freddy's 1. And this was a really big deal because the animatronics, there's four of them. You can go 20 mode for all of them because how their AI works is they have like a percent, they have like a AI out of 20 chance to move anytime they can move, which is every like 5 seconds or something. And then if they're at 20 AI, that means they move every second they can. So people didn't think it was possible. The guy who made it, Scott Cawthon, didn't think it was possible. But Markiplier did it. I did it too. Like a couple, like last weekend. And Matt, pull up the photo, Doc. That's me. Yeah. But we're missing one big guy here. Oh yeah, once you beat that, it's like good work. Here's a little bit of extra bonus money, but like also you're fired because you tampered with the animatronics and you had odor. That's gonna be important. Also, your name is Mike Schmidt. Oh my god, that'll come back later. Oh my god, I didn't even. You're the night guard of Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria, and that's why they're like, and that's who they're trying to get, and we'll figure that out in Five Nights at Freddy's 2. I was gonna do a bit with a bunch of AT&T mugs, but they're a little far away, and I don't have quite enough of them. But just so you know, we're at 5 animatronics right now. Wait a second, Zach. My full legal name. Add me on LinkedIn, by the way. Zach. ZAK. Um, I should probably cut that. I hope I remember to. I don't know if this is gonna be one long continuous take or not. Fucking doesn't matter. There's 5 of them. Oh God, Freddy Fazbear, Chica, Bonnie, and Foxy. And who's the last one? So you have a balls ass rare chance of this weird other Freddy Fazbear to show up when you take your camera down. Excuse me. You'll see this fucking suit, and it's like slumped over, and he's all kind of corpsey. And if you don't flick up your monitor like again, like really quickly, he'll and he'll kill you. He'll fuck you up, and that's Golden Freddy, and that's gonna be like a big deal. Kind is he? I don't really know. I don't remember. But yeah, that's like mainly it. It went crazy. It exploded on like the internet and stuff. All of the guys played it, like a Markiplier, Jacksepticeye sort of deal. People fucking exploded with theories and stuff. There was the Living Tombstones. They made a song. It was like, "Please let us in. Don't lock us away. I don't know what you're thinking." And that went bananas for some time too. And it revived. I think it's the Troubadour March. I think is the song. I can't remember. Cause when the lights go off and you lose all your power, Freddy Fazbear will come into the left side of your office and like his face will start glowing and the power's out. And he'll start playing that song. He'll kind of go. He'll go something like. I, 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 and then he'll wait a second, then he'll get you. So like the power, there's like power management is like a part of it. But that's most of the first game. Then people are like, "Oh my God, Scott Cawthon, you're beautiful. Make another game, please." And he did. It was called Five Nights at Freddy's 2. So remember how we had 7 things to do in the game before that? I haven't played any of these other games, by the way, except for one. So this is gonna get really, really dumb really quickly. So you could turn left and right and check the cameras and the doors and the lights on each side. We don't have doors anymore. We're just in a fucking hallway, which I guess makes more sense for like a pizzeria. 'Cause we're in a pizzeria. I didn't say that yet. We have these fucking weird doors in the first game where like it costs power to close them. Yeah, it's fine. Who cares? Oh yeah. So the first game was like, what's kind of happening? And the second game, Scott Cawthon is like, all right, so I'm going to make this as convoluted as I can for fun, I guess, because my story is so deep and stuff. So you're working in Five Nights at Freddy's, the restaurant, again. And I don't remember if it's a sequel or a prequel because I don't fucking remember. Matt Pat did something on it, some stupid game theory, but he's wrong a lot of the time. Um, we'll say it's a prequel. I don't give a fuck. So this game is crazy because it's not just the 4 guys, right? The 5 guys, I guess. What it is no, it's a sequel because the whole like plot of it is the old Freddy Fazbear, so Foxy and Chica and Bonnie and Freddy Fazbear got too old and stuff, and like they were like bad PR, right? And so we can't use them anymore. They're like withered. So now we have withered Chica and withered Foxy and withered Bonnie and withered Freddy, right? But Fazbear Entertainment, who's like the parent company of Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria, was like, "What's good?" They don't sound like that. They don't have a voice. They say, "So we like Freddy Fazbear, but we don't like the old designs. We're like modernizing them." Sort of like the global homo trend for logos, and they're all getting simplified and all that sort of shit. Except they're new guys now. It's guys instead of like the Firefox logo or whatever. So now we have Toy Freddy and Toy Fox. We don't have Toy Foxy. We have Toy Bonnie. We have Toy Chica, who people were a little weird about, and we have the Mangle, who's like a Toy Foxy, except they're thing, and it's there because it's either a non-binary situation or like it's actually 2 guys because there's like a half head sort of over here. The plot of them is people like tear them apart and like put them back together. Like, what if you gave like like a Mr. Potato Head the ability to feel pain? Wouldn't that be screwed up? Shit, all I'm saying is I get it. So it's not just then. It's not just them. We finished our pineapple white claw, but I don't have anything else to drink. We'll put that. I hope this is out of frame. That'll do. So it's all those guys, the four toy guys, the four withered guys for Freddy Fazbear, Foxy, Chica, and Bonnie. And then we also have this like little shit named Balloon Boy who appears in like the vents. And if you don't get him in time, he'll like get in your room and just stand there going ha 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 and take away your flashlight for some time, which I think is necessary to stop Foxy. I haven't played it. But the point of the matter is it's the oh shit, 9 guys. Psych! You fucking idiot. There's one more, and this is like the big kahuna. The security puppet. So while you're dealing with everybody trying to get you and stuff, you also have to deal with the security puppet who like she likes music. So you gotta like go in the camera and wind up a music box to keep her happy because if she's not happy, she'll get out of the box and get you.
Hey, Zach.
Yeah, man, what's up?
Why are they trying to get you?
Well, um, Faz heads, they're trying to get you because they think you killed. They think you're a murderer. Oh shit! So remember the four spirits that died in the first game? They're still there, and the withered guys. You know, they're haunting it. It's all scary. We didn't really talk about why they got killed or who killed them. And so there's this stupid tradition of like when you die, there's a chance to get like little mini games that are all 8-bit and like pixely, and they tell the story. So we're get ready. There's this guy named William Afton, and he's represented as this purple guy. And we're going to be calling this guy Purple Guy for like 5 fucking years. It's going to be stupid. So William Afton created all these robots. Do we know that yet? I don't know. Maybe we do. Yeah, fuck it. Sure, we know. Well, I'll tell you about it now. So he'll tell you. William Afton doesn't tell you shit, actually. He's just in like the 8-bit minigames, and he kills like these 4 fucking kids, right? What a scumbag, huh? So he kills these kids and he stuffs them in the suit. That's him. And the original 4 are like mad at you because William Afton like showed up all the time and like kind of was a night guard maybe, but also like the inventor. Shut up. It doesn't matter. They tried to haunt you because you were an adult and like they're fucking like 8-year-olds, so they don't remember too much and they're ghosts and they're vengeful spirits, so they wanted to get somebody. They didn't really know who. But Five Nights at 2 is a sequel, going back to that where I didn't remember, because the other guy who might be named Henry, who made the animatronics with William Afton, the purple guy, said, "All right, shit, I don't want that to happen again. I'm gonna level with you. I am upset that kids are dead. Henry is. So only one of the two are like scumbags. So what I'm gonna do is all like the toy animatronics, the new gen, so Mangus and Mangle and Bonnie and Chica and Freddy Fazbear and I guess Balloon Boy. They're gonna be detected with like facial recognition systems to know when there's like a wanted criminal in our Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria. And then they'll get them. They'll fucking murder them. We're going to ignore any question of why don't they just arrest them or detain them or do basically anything besides kill them because maybe they're the fucking other ghosts are like making them mad too. Maybe they didn't think about it. Maybe Scott Cawthon has only made one successful game before this. Who's to say? What about the puppet though? That's guy's full name is the security puppet. Oh shit. The security puppet's thing, even more so than the rest of the guys who just had the security feature as like a funsy little side hustle. That was its thing. And it was like super its thing to protect Henry, the inventor who isn't a murderer's kid, right? So it's like watching over him and shit. And we find out in like the mini games when you die, the security puppet was like, "Ooh, what the heck?" Mysteriously blocked one day from like leaving its little stupid gift box, which it has. I don't know. It lives in a gift box, a really big gift box. It'll come out of there and like say, "Where's maybe Emily?" I think. I think Henry's daughter is No, no, no. Henry's daughter. It doesn't matter. The large present box that the puppet lives in, like a gnome in a big oversized shoe in the forest, gets blocked one day. Oh shit. And that's the day that purple guy William Afton, the evil inventor, takes the kid out. And maybe the kid's name is Cassidy, by the way. And he gets him. He gets him. He kills the kid. It's the first kid he killed. So that's like not cool at all. But the puppet is like, "Oh dog, my 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 kid's dead. Uh I guess I'm going to put their soul in me." And like I guess their body in me? I don't fucking know, but it's also raining, so like the puppet's gonna like kind of die too, so they kind of meld. Who cares? Another thing that's gonna happen is this is one of the mini games called Give Gifts, Give Life. And that like shows the puppet giving these kids like gifts and stuff, and oh my gosh, the puppet loves the kids. But then oh shit, after that we like put masks on them, and it's going like, "Oh word, the puppet like kind of made them come to life." Kind of, I think that's what it is. I don't really know. We'll say that the puppet like did that and made them come back to life, okay? Because the puppet's pretty mad at this guy because William Afton killed them. So that like makes sense. So 5 dead kids so far. Do we get more? Kind of. It'll take a while for us to get more dead kids, right? So I guess that's a good thing. So on a graph of games to dead kids, we're at a pretty high ratio, and that's going to go down, but I need you to know that we're at the watermark high for kids killed per game, which I guess is a good thing, all things considered. So they're fucking about all of the guys, and how you play the game is you look in front of you and you check the vents, and if there's like a guy who comes in your office space who can be fooled by the Freddy Fazbear mask, then you put on the Freddy Fazbear mask and you say, "I'm Freddy Fazbear. You can't get me. I'm not a security guard nor a wanted murderer. I'm Will I'm Freddy Fazbear. And they're like, word, okay, we're gonna leave then. And then you deal with most of them, and you wind up the puppet, and I think you flash Foxy, because Foxy's his jump scares, you like fucking, he like jumps up and goes, and he like gets you. He gets you. The rest of them, the rest of them are like almost like they jump up and they grab you. Foxy is like a running, jumping, leaping bite towards you, and that's a guy who gets you. Withered Foxy, excuse me. So yeah. Also, oh word, the most important minigame of the bunch of those, and it either happens at the start of this one or like during the next one, but I don't know. So William Afton is thugging it out in Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria. And he's noticed, oh word, the robots are like haunted. What the fuck? This is weird. So what he does is he lures them into the secret room that they can't like see with their robot eyes because it's not on their map or whatever. And he disassembles all of them. Oh, haha, I'm William Afton. I got you. I got you. I'm William Afton. That's what he says after each kill. After each disassembly. Until he unscrews all of them. And oh word, there's 4 crying children's spirits near him. Or maybe, no, it's 5, because the puppet's there and kind of the ringleader sort of deal. So when you're in that secret room that he disassembled you guys all in, 4 kids block the exit. And one of them, which you control, like chases him around the room. Oh shit. That's I guess he's pretty scared of this. So William Afton does, I'm gonna be honest, he makes a misplay. He really misplays here. Because there's one suit that's still in that invisible room. And we're gonna go, hold on, back in time to before Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria, Fredbear's Family Diner. Because there are 2 fucking old ass suits. There's the Golden Freddy suit that we didn't really talk about much, but like it's important because it's spooky and shit. And there's also this Golden Bonnie suit. And they're like the 2 they're the 2 like first guys that showed up, and that's why they're like they're thick as thieves, you know? Excuse me. And it's not Freddy Fazbear. It's Fredbear. And that's kind of different. It's not really different, but it's different enough to where it's different. I don't know if Golden Bonnie has like a different name or not. Spring Bonnie? Doesn't matter. But the point is, and I'm getting into some part of the third game here, but it's okay. Because what we learn is, oh my god, the first 2 suits were called Springbok suits. And they could be animatronics, but you could also like peel them back and like kind of shimmy inside, you know, cave diver style. I'm not gonna lie. William Afton killed all the kids in the Golden Bunny suit. Because he's like, come to the back of the pizzeria. And you can trust me because I'm Golden Bonnie. And then he killed them and put them in the suits. So it's like some bad juju, you know? So when they're chasing him around the room, William Afton goes, oh my god, ha! I forgot about this. It's my memorabilia. So I'm going to get in the old suit, and I'm going to laugh at you because, haha, isn't it funny that I killed you in this? I guess he thinks it'll do something to the angry ghosts as like defense because he seems pretty fucking scared of them and it's not really any offense going on. It's not like a if somebody killed me in a golden a spring Bonnie suit and then I came back as a ghostly child and then I tried to confront them and they went back into the suit, I'd be more mad rather than less mad at them. So I don't know what his plan was, but it's not the worst thing in the world to say you don't understand the mindset of a murderer, child murderer. One thing worse than a child murderer, a child. So he's laughing at him, but he forgets the lore bomb of the freaking century. Because you can't use a spring lock suit when it's like it's wet. If there's any moisture, that's like so bad. It's gonna unlock the spring lock and then everything will go back into place. You're with me? And if you're in there, then that means there's wires and electrodes and metal shit in there. And you're gonna hate that, won't ya? I imagine you will. I don't really know. I've never been, but this guy does. Because he's laughing at them, and because the room's all so like musky and unmaintained and damp, it's all moisturized. He's a moisturized bunny. And the spring locks go off. Fuck! So now he's like impaled 1,000 different ways, and they'll go like some fucking guy made a YouTube video of what it might sound like if this happened, and it was cool, I guess. Um, but the point of the matter is he's bleeding out in that empty little room, and you get it, and he's bleeding out, and he's gonna die. Alrighty, we'll take it, won't we? Why is there so many more games? Five Nights at Freddy's 3, the creator Scott Cawthon said, this is getting out of hand. One animatronic. There's also like some hallucinatory animatronics. They're called the Phantoms, and it's Phantom Balloon Boy and Phantom Mangle and Phantom Bonnie. There's no Phantom Bonnie. There's Phantom Chica. And then there's Phantom Freddy Fazbear. It's probably not Phantom Mangle. It's probably Phantom Foxy. Maybe it's both. I don't know. I don't think there's a Phantom Mangle. The fact of the matter is one real animatronic, because the rest are like hallucinations, or like maybe they're haunting the place. Because the plot of Freddy Fazbear's 3 is that you go, and it's like a lot of time has passed. So now, yeah. So a lot of time has passed, like a decade or something, or maybe more, maybe 20 decades, 20 years, 2 decades have passed. Goodness. So now you're a security guard in this rundown, renovated Five Nights at Freddy's place, and it's called I haven't thrown up yet, which is good. And it's called Fazbear Frights because, oh my god, remember that pizzeria you went to as a kid where 5 kids died? What the fuck? That was scary, wasn't it? Let's like make it like a horror attraction where it's a novelty and that you open on like Halloween, you know? And there's kind of phone dude, and that's like the phone guy stand-in. There's probably a phone guy stand-in for Five Nights 2, Freddy's 2, Freddy Fazbear's 2, but I don't know it. The phone dude says, "Look, we found a spring animatronic." Yay! Okay. So, shit. It's that murderer, isn't it? Yeah, it's that murderer. All right, that's really bad for us because the first game they thought you were they were like mad raving animatronics. And the second game they thought you were a murderer who killed them. And the third, so like those are kind of understandable, right? It maybe would downgrade it from murder to a manslaughter in a court of law, but William Afton ha- has issues with you because he wants to kill you for fun. There's some dog shit in there about something called like remnant, which is like soul juice, and kids have it, and if you kill kids and like take it or something, you can live longer. I don't really know enough to say anything about this, but there's some mystic remnant mumbo jumbo in there, and that maybe is why he lived longer, or maybe he's just haunting the animatronics and it's a ghost. So he puts his about to, and the only thing that can like stop him from getting near you is something called an audio lure, which is like a little kid saying, "Is anyone there? Hi, 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 hello?" Something like that. And then William Afton says, "Oh, word, is there a kid in here? I can't wait to kill them because I love killing kids." That's his like thing. So I can't lie to you. It's nothing really happens in this game except, oh shit, maybe you found out about the Fredbear's stuff. Maybe that was the last game. Um this is the first time we have like an adult trying to kill you, which is I guess is cool. I don't know if you and then at the end of the game, you or maybe your accomplices burn Freddy Fazbear's Fright to the ground to like try and kill William Afton, the purple guy. And that doesn't work because we have a lot more games. This is probably the first time where he says, I always come back. Something like that. He's he's kind of like the Joker, you know? How to get out again? Shouldn't we have found a more permanent solution? Don't worry, it's the Joker, you know? So at this point, I'm like pretty sure. No, I just fucking tricked you. What's next is Five Nights at Freddy's 4. And on the cover, Freddy Fazbear is going like some shit like that, and that's funny to me. So, this kid, who you play as now, isn't a security guard or a security guard or a security guard. Now you're like a dead kid or like a comatose kid. Because the plot of this game is you're a kid who's trying to pass the nights and like survive, but it's always nighttime for you because it's Five Nights at Freddy's, Freddy Fazbear's. So what you're doing is you're keeping at bay Nightmare animatronics. So Nightmare Freddy Fazbear, Nightmare Foxy the Pirate Fox, Nightmare Chica, and Nightmare Bonnie, right? And what it'll turn into later in the game, it'll be Nightmare Fredbear and Golden Fredbear, I think. But that's neither here nor there. The gameplay loop of this one is check the left and the right hallways because you're in like a house this time, and because you're having nightmares of Bonnie, Chica, and Bonnie on like your doors, and if they come close, you shut the door and they leave. And if they're not close, you don't do anything. And you check your bed to try and flash Freddy Fazbear's little Fazlets. That's not what they're called. Freddles away. And if there's too many Freddles, they get you. And in like your closet, Foxy the Pirate Fox will be there, and he slowly builds his Foxy meter. And if he builds it too high and you don't check him and like close the door, like shut it in time, he'll get you. And when it comes to Fredbear, Golden Fredbear, or Nightmare Fredbear, he's kind of all four. That's like a custom night or like a night 5 sort of deal. But like the conceit of the game is you're this kid, and like through like rare scene changes, it's like word you're in a hospital bed, and I don't remember if this is true or not, but through the little mini games they say you're like a crying kid, and oh fuck, we're like such a crybaby and stuff, and your brother's always making fun of you and shit because you're such a crybaby, and he takes you to Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria, but you don't want to go because you're super scared and stuff. And the reason you're super scared is because you're a little baby Baba. That's probably not true. You probably had a reason, and it might be because you saw some shit go on with the missing kids, but like I don't really remember. But anyways, like the climactic thing of the game is your like shitty brother picks you up with his kind of bully friends, and they all like fucking scare you all the time in like their Freddy Fazbear masks because they're dicks to you and they like seeing you cry. So they say, I think we should put my little brother and like into Freddy Fazbear's mouth because he'll freak the shit out, and he will freak the shit out. He'll be crying. Uh-oh, that's moisture. Uh-oh, it's a Springlock suit. So when he's crying in the mouth closes, and this is the bite of 84, and we see it on screen. It's like a little bit fucked. But then Markiplier says, "Is this the bite of 87?" That's kind of what he sounds like. It isn't. Despite how big of a deal the bite of 87 was in the first game in terms of like community impact, we made a second bite for no reason. Because fuck me, I guess, right? Who cares? I'm like 30 to 40% sure that the brother in that game, oh shit, warping back in time to the first game, is the guy named Mike Schmidt, who's trying to get the animatronics in. Is it? Yeah, because I'm pretty sure that's going to be Michael Afton and, I don't know, another guy Afton. I don't know his name. We'll call him Duke. I'll forget that name. So that's kind of what happens in Five Nights at Freddy's 4. And then what happens after that is Scott Cawthon says, word, I want to do something different because I've been making Freddy Fazbear games for 4 times in a row. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to make a game called Five Nights at Freddy's Sister Location. And we're going to have very different guys. And the plot of this game is you're going to be a maintenance worker going to this thing called like Ballora's Circus Baby Party Time or something. And you're like doing your tasks, your objectives, your checklist. And the guys there are going to be Circus Baby, Funtime Freddy, Funtime Foxy, Ballora. Just those guys. No one else, because it's a sister location here. You're with me on this now. It's a side gig, and this guy is also the Michael Afton guy. Because, oh shit, yeah, it is. Oh my god, I didn't mention at the fourth game, at the end of it, they have this fuck ass box. This big locked box. And it was gonna be something, but since the creator of the game really likes to change how he writes the story and really likes to pivot to say, wait a second, I'd like another Five Nights at Freddy's game's worth of money. I'm I'm not gonna ever reveal what's in the box ever, actually. So it was gonna be a big reveal and big mystery, and then he just fucking changed it to say some things are better left unopened or whatever, and you will never. The box doesn't exist anymore. It's not relevant. It was just a giant like plot thing that we just tossed out the window because it's dumb. But that's okay, isn't it? Who gives a fuck? I don't give a fuck. Do you care? I don't. What was I saying? Circus Baby. So you're William Afton's son, and you're like trying to kind of get him for what he did because the plot of this game is that William Afton. Yeah, the plot of this game is that Circus Baby is one of like the first animatronics that he built that are like up to scratch when William Afton found out about the kid juice, the dead kid juice, the remnant. So he built Circus Baby to kill people, to kill babies, kill children, and catch them with. So, word up, William Afton tells his daughter, maybe Emily Afton, I think Emily Afton, hey man, don't be alone with Circus Baby because she'll get you. I can't tell you she'll get you, but I'm gonna forbid you. Sort of like a princess and no, sort of like a Rapunzel Sleeping Beauty situation, where we don't really tell the girl what's up because we can't or we don't want to or we need an absurdist situation to happen. So who gives a fuck? So Circus Baby, as we play this game, Circus Baby likes to like talk to us. There's like two guys trying to Hulk to us. That's a little Hawk to a joke, for you guys. Yeah, you have this like help bot, and he says, "Hi guys, I'm like Freddy Fazbear's FazCorp AI assistant, basically, or whatever, and you need and and you need to do your tasks for the day." And Circus Baby will like tell you shit later on. So like the first little bit of sister location is, hey, where are some of these animatronics? Give them a controlled shock. Tase these animatronics because we hate you. All right, man. Okay. And you do it and you leave. And you'll notice as the game goes on that Circus Baby like talks to you like kind of psychically. She'll go like, "Hey, Ballora is not like the others. Ballora is scared." Some shit like that. And Ballora is like aggressive as sin, right? And the reason she's all freaky is that she's wife Afton. William Afton has a wife and a bunch of kids because he had sex with his wife. And then after he had sex with his wife and his wife was pregnant and gave birth to all of his kids, he killed her and put her in the Ballora suit. It's not really a suit, but that's where he put the body. And it's a little weird, isn't it? Doesn't matter. Point of the matter is dead kid, dead wife in Ballora. So the dead kid meter still hasn't changed yet, but the dead people meter up a notch. So that's a little upsetting. If you love life and joy. and stuff. So the game fucks around, and the whole like plot of the game is kind of the Freddy Fazbear help bot saying, "Do this stupid fucking thing," and you have to do this task. And Circus Baby says, "I'm actually going to tell you what you need to do." Except for this like one time where she like knocks you out and stuffs you in soup, which is a dick move by her. I don't remember why she did it. It probably wasn't for a very good reason, but it doesn't matter. So at some point through the little death mini games, we get to find out what happened with Circus Baby. Um, Emily Afton really likes Circus Baby because it was like designed in her image or for her, inspired by her, the muse. I don't know. The fact of the matter is, even though he built an animatronic to kill his wife with, he also built an animatronic that looked like his daughter, and he didn't do shit about it. And he's like, no, I'm not gonna follow like a symbolic rule here. I guess I'm just gonna let whatever happen happen. And there's this like fun voice line that I like from Circus Baby. She'll go like, "There was a little girl who wanted ice cream. I counted the people in the room.
There were two, then three,
Then two, then three, then four, then two, then five,
there were four,
then
then
three,
three, then two,
then just
then
one. I don't remember what happened after that." And it sounds kind of cool, but in like one of the mini games, if you like go crazy mode on it enough, if you feed everybody like cupcakes and ice creams and stuff in like the stupid 8-bit mini game, you can find an extra little girl who kind of looks like Circus Baby, and oh shit, it's Emily Afton. And the little girl comes close to Circus Baby. No, that's not an impactful enough sound. She gets him. She like opens up her stomach, and like a claw comes out, and she gets Emily Afton. And that's pretty bad, right? Shit, man. That's like really bad. So I don't remember if that's the first. That's either the first one that started it all, or the first one that like let him learn about the remnant. Because I'm pretty sure this happened before all the other shit. Because I don't know, I don't feel like I don't let someone who I know is a murderer build more fucking robots with me. But that's neither here nor there. It doesn't matter. You'll notice that there's a lot of robots in these. So what? Where are we at? Where are we at? Where are we at? Oh my balls! It's been a while. Thanks for sticking with me, by the way. Yeah. So the kind of culmination of Sister Location is the scooping room, and Freddy Fazbear's like AI helper says, "Word, we're we're fucking scooping out all the innards of this animatronic because they're like so bad at being animatronics, right? We Something's wrong with them. They're all like haunted and stuff. We can't figure out why, so we're just scooping them out and like putting new components in, I guess. And it really hurts them. So everybody's going to the scooping room. Circus Baby's the last one to go, and she's like connected to you still. And she like says some shit to you like, "Well, Laura goes to the scooping room all the time, but she doesn't know how to play pretend." "Hey, send me to the scooping room, but after fucking downloading a code or something. I don't really remember. Please." So you go to the scooping room after everyone else has been to the scooping room. and you're a human still. You're Mike Schmidt or whatever, right? So you just stand there in the scooping room as Baby says this, okay? It's silly. She's like,
I totally fucking tricked you this whole time. What we needed was a body to escape out of. And a robot body wouldn't get very far because people would be like, oh shit, it's a robot. What we need is you.
or some shit like that, where she basically says, "Word up, we need skin. You're made of skin. We're you're gonna get scooped now, and then we're gonna get inside of you, all our like coils and wires and stuff, abandoning our outer shells, and then we're gonna walk around in your puppeting your skin, and like you're dead, right? You're with me? So that's what happens in like the expected route, but like if instead of going left to the scooping room, you go right to the security camera room, they'll say some shit like,
What's fucking wrong with you? I told. Why don't you trust me? Ah!
and then they'll try to get you, and it's the first time in that game, and the only time in that game, where you're able to actually play like a Five Nights at Freddy's style game, and that's fun, isn't it? I like it. I appreciate it. Oh God. Yeah. 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 Shit, what was it? I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, and it in that like route, you go home after you beat Five Nights at Freddy's five sister location, and then Ennard, which is what all the innards of the animatronics put together to like one sort of clown thing, are called. He shows up at your fucking house and he gets you. So that's weird. Dick move. But something that I really think is fun about this game is that it doesn't have sort of the same, or at least all of the same mini games. So one of the mini games is you just walk across the screen and you wave at everybody. And it's revealed to be, oh, this is the Ennard, which is Circus Baby and Ballora and Funtime Freddy and like this guy named Bon Bon who's like kind of there, and Funtime Foxy, all inside of your skin. It's like when there's bugs under your skin and you have to get them out, except it's Freddy Fazbear and it's really happening. And you don't, and you've lost like your skeletal system and your bones and whatnot. So you like walk across the screen and it's kind of cute, and then your skin and and then your skin starts to decay, and a couple people are like, "Oh shit, that's a little weird. We're not gonna wave to this guy." Then it decays a little more and a little more, and oh Jesus, that's disgusting. And everybody is not having a good time at this point. Anybody who's still out on like the little 8-bit lawn waving to you is not there anymore. They're like hiding in like their house behind a bush. They do not want to fuck with you. And oh word, you're purple. Your skin's turning purple. Like the purple guy. So at some point, Ennard realizes, shit, man, we're purple. This is weird. I don't like this. It's not working. We're leaving. So you walk across the street and you're waving everybody who's not there anymore, and you're like purple or you're green. You're gross, and you fucking hurl up the Ennard, which is all four of those guys, and he goes into the sewer. And then there's like a little voice line from Circus Baby who's like kind of in your head a little bit still. And she'll say,
You won't die, but you'll wish you could.
because either you're just haunting your own bodiless skin, or like maybe some like remnant from Circus Baby leaked out into you while you were her host. Point is, you're like alive as Mike Afton. Word up. And this is where the odor thing from probably actually an hour ago came into play, because some people were like, "Oh, hey, what if we went to Five Nights at Freddy's 1 and the security guard was Mike Afton?" Because he was like trying to put some spirits to rest because he knows about this psychic bullshit. And why the fuck else would you be in this stupid job for more than one night? Hey! And it's odor from the overtime paycheck. You're with me on this? Cause he's smelly. Cause he's like a corpse. I think it's cute. And that's the plot of Sister Location. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna get to Five Nights at Freddy's 6, which is supposed to be the ultimate game, but we wanted to make another one later, so it isn't. It's called Pizzeria Simulator. Damn, Shotty. Okay. I'm with you on this. It's called Pizzeria Simulator because you're opening up your very own Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria. That's kind of cute. And it's like it was released as a free game without like any fanfare, which was like kind of hype actually, if I remember correctly. Because it started out at this stupid little 8-bit bullshit where it's like choose your stupid pizza toppings and you're like 8-bit Freddy Fazbear and you feed these kids. And then it turns into the real actual Freddy Fazbear Pizzeria Sim. And that's like kind of cool because you got psyched out not only by what the game has done before this, but also because it's a free game and he normally does fanfare and he just dropped this like a you're gonna deal with this now. Okay. So Pizzeria Sim is divided up into two parts, and one is the Pizzeria Simulator, and that's not really relevant. It's get money, collect animatronics, but like in a fun way to make the best pizzeria ever. Yay! But oh god. It's a Five Nights at Freddy's game. Oh fuck. So the first night's fucking fine, of course, but it's an interesting structure because the night can last infinitely long. What they can do is jerk your stuff because you have a certain number of tasks, maybe 9 you have to do, and they all take a certain amount of time. But you can pause the task to like hide from the animatronics because you don't have any doors. You have 2 vents left and right, and you can like flash into the vents. But if you flash at the wrong time, you're done. There's audio lure things with the dead kid voices, but there's no animatronics in here until I'm like corporate. You need to salvage this animatronic to increase its salvage value or whatever. Okay? You're with me on this? Oh, fuck. You salvage a bunch of fucking animatronics. And let's go down the list. This isn't going to be in order. But you can salvage. Fuck you. William Afton, Spring Bonnie, he's here. It fucking burned down. It did burn down in the third game, but I always come back. Remember? That's going to be a really big thing going forwards in this. There's Molten Freddy. Hey, Zach, that doesn't exist, right? Well, in between Sister Location and Pizzeria Simulator, Circus Baby was so annoying that Ennard just decided to kick them out of the polycule. So, Molten Freddy is Funtime Freddy Fazbear, Funtime Foxy the Pirate Fox, and Ballora. Where the F is Circus Baby then? Well, Circus Baby's here in the form of Scrap Baby. She's, yeah, she like rebuilt herself by parts, and she's like gross and evil and like mangy and stuff. And last but not least, there's like this weird new puppet called Lefty. And he's this Freddy Fazbear guy, but he's all like weird style and will like bite you and stuff. Inside of Lefty is the fucking puppet. Oh my god, remember that? From maybe 45 minutes ago? Where the security puppet, who was such a big deal, who started off this whole fucking chain reaction, was not like a part of this at all for such the longest time since the second game that we forgot about him, and now we got to bring him back. And the voice, who's like kind of your narrator, is going, "Remember, you want them all to be in one place." Okay, the narrator. So we'll get all of them. I might be missing one. No, I'm probably not missing one. But yeah. 4 sounds right. 4 sounds right. Maybe I'm missing one. If I am missing one, I'll do something. I haven't thought of what yet. So the plot of this game is you round them all up, and then the voice that like has been telling you to collect the shit and like is the Fazbear parent company. They have this kind of sick monologue. They say like connection terminated, and they go on this big soliloquy about fuck. This all got so out of hand. It's me, Henry Afton. After 2,000 years, I'm back in relevance. Because I orchestrated this whole thing. The person you're playing as is Mr. Skin Puppet Mike Afton. And he's trying to like make up for the sins of the father, which is kind of literary, I guess, by bringing everybody who's a part of this into one place. Because the main 4 animatronics probably got their comeuppance when they stuffed him in that Springlock suit, because damn, man, that probably hurt. They probably got a little vindicated about that. And I'm like 85% sure that they left. They like faded away at the end of that game. So it's like fine. So it's fine. And they're accounted for, I guess, in heaven or whatever. Oh. I didn't know there was like a vent up there in this shitty room that I'm renting from someone who I hate. What was I saying? The kids are fine. No, the kids are dead. They're in heaven. So they're fine. The moral of Five Nights at Freddy's is you need to baptize children before you kill them so they get into heaven, because then they haven't had a chance to commit sin. So it's like okay to do it. But Molten Freddy Fazbear and Scrap Circus Baby and Spring and Lefty, which contains the puppet, and Lefty, the Freddy Fazbear who contains the puppet. They're all in one place. And Henry goes on this big spiel about, I've gathered you all here Some of you are like animals who don't remember anything anymore. You're mindless beasts wandering around for um a, a maze with no exit, a game with no prize, or some shit like that. Yeah, everybody's all fucking mindless beasts. And he says, I'm sorry that it ended like this, or sorry that it had to happen like this for some of you, like my daughter, who I think is the puppet, and probably also William Afton's daughter and Circus Baby. But he also like drops that, although for one of you, the darkest pit of hell
has opened
left
to
waiting.
swallow you whole.
So don't keep the devil waiting.
Keep the devil waiting, friend.
It's close to that. And he burns the fucking place down. And we did it, right? Everybody died in a fire. There we go. That only took an hour and 18 minutes, approximately, to get through this stupid game for babies where Freddy Fazbear tries to get you. Right? That's not too bad. Alright. I haven't been entirely forthcoming. Because even though that would be a great capstone end to this thing, it lost the fucking plot. I didn't mention this, like, shitty little, like, sort of Scrappy-Doo sort of Freddy Fazbear named Help-E, who's, like, Funtime Freddy, but is, like, kind of like a chibi guy. Sort of like the Pikachu of the series at this point, maybe. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. But he's there just to cover my bases. Yeah. So everybody's dead. Henry. Burned to death. Arranged the whole thing. William Afton. Got lured into the pizzeria. Killed. Burned to death. William Afton's wife. In Ballora. In Molten Freddy. Burned to death. William Afton's daughter. Was in Ennard. Now in Circus Baby. Burned to death. Henry's daughter. In the puppet, which is in Lefty. Burned to death. The 4 original kids who were in those fucking suits saw him get his shit rocked in the 3rd game, or maybe the 2nd game, and they were like, this is fine, we're going to heaven. Little old Michael Schmidt. Michael Afton. It's fine. We did it. He's there. He was unknowingly Henry's right hand, and he did it. He brought everybody in one place, and everybody got burned to death. Him too. Henry, at one point, was like, you could... I had a path for you to leave if you want, but I have a feeling that you want to burn to death with us. I am nearby, by the way, so just to cover my bases. So we did it. Where can we possibly get more Five Nights at Freddy's from? Oh yeah. He always comes back. So there are these guys named like Steelwool, and they ported Five Nights at Freddy's to VR, virtual reality. Five Nights at Freddy Fazbear's to virtual reality. And you'd think it's like just cute and like a port basically, but it's not, even though it's fucking screwy to see the animatronics like in real size. It freaked me out, man, because they're like 8 feet tall minimum, and I like really got it since the first time I was a kid when I played that, just for a night. One Five Nights at Freddy's night, not one night's worth of playing session time, just so we're in the clear about that. I'm like, damn, this is like a wolf, or this is a wild animal. If it wanted to bite my face off, it could. I get the doors now. But that's neither here nor there. because we're going through the VR games, and the plot of the VR game, brace brace yourself for this. Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria VR is like a way to discredit Scott Cawthon in universe, who I guess was a Freddy Fazbear employee, and they're trying to downplay all of the shit that they've had to deal with, right? So they're saying nothing bad ever happened. Also, by the way, we're going to use circuitry from the William Afton Spring Bonnie suit to code the game. Because, I don't know, there's a bunch of fucking computer chips in 1980s era Springlock suits that really, really are necessary and cost prohibitive to procure more of. It's like an NVIDIA chip, you know? You could probably mine Bitcoin off of Springtrap. That's Spring Bonnie's name, by the way. I don't think I said that yet. But the point is,
Oh no! We have to stop the glitch, the corruption in VR.
and we're gonna do that by like collecting tapes, and oh shit, there's like dialogue and glitch trap, which is what he's called now because William Afton always comes back. Made some guy cut his freaking face off with like a paper cutter because they had paper back in the day as like a necessary thing, which we don't anymore. Thank fuck for that. And there's also this chick named Vanessa who's like a coder on the team, and she's getting like mind talked to as well. And she's kind of in like a Harley Quinn situation where she's like, actually, this killing kids is the coolest thing ever. So I like rock with it, but that's going to come a little bit later, I guess. So through bullshit, I guess, you turn off the firewall or something for Glitch Trap to come get you, so you think that you can bring him out of his own firewall to get him in like a hunter hunted situation. But psych, he planted that as Vanessa, maybe, or the guy who cut his face off with the paper shredder, because he wanted to switch minds with you. And oh word, now you're stuck in the video game and Glitch Trap is in your body, I think. Oh no! And that's the plot of Help Wanted. And there's other dumb shit, I'm sure. We have more stuff. Oh my shit, I forgot about Ultimate Custom Night, which happened in between these two games. So while Pizzeria Sim was happening, there was a free add-on called Ultimate Custom Night. And my god, a lot of stuff happens in it. Because the whole like plot of that is because that was supposed to be the ultimate game, right? It was supposed to be the game that ended it all and finished it all, and we're not making any more Five Nights at Freddy's. Then he forgot that he liked money, so he did more of them. So we had a custom night, which is 50 fucking animatronics. And it's going to include your iconics, your Freddy Fazbear, your toy Freddy Fazbear, your Foxy, your puppet, Mangle, Circus Baby, Springtrap, toy Freddy Fazbear, and almost all of them have different mechanics, and they're all dumb and a little absurd. And at some point, he ran out of 50 animatronics because that's a large number. So they're all just fucking there, and there's like Festive Chica, who's like, despite her like having maracas and stuff, she speaks kind of like really American,
Teach you for trying
most
to trick this
generously
old
like
bird.
Texan a little, but not really. Um, and there's trash in the gang, and they're like a box, like a crate, like a vacuum cleaner with googly eyes because he ran out of animatronics to put in, and mechanics, and there's like knockoff Freddy Fazbear animatronics, and like Mr. Hippo, and not Crazy Frog, Mrs. Frog, a frog, and Orville the elephant, and Ned Bear, and El Chip, and Music Man. There's a lot of shit going on, all right? And, oh, why is this happening? It's non-canon, right? No, it isn't. Because if you turn on the character who makes you catch a fish named Old Man Consequences, and you have to catch the fish, you lose, like, your flashlight or whatever, and only him, you get taken to, like, a secret level where he says, hey, man, I'm speaking to Freddy Fazbear now. Golden Freddy Fazbear, because there was a kid in there at some point. You gotta let it go, man. Because the whole shit that's happening is Cassidy, who's inside of Golden Freddy, is keeping him tortured in hell with everybody throwing hands with him. You get death voice lines talking about, like, the one you should not have killed. And arguably, you should have killed none of the kids, but the ones with the most repercussions for William Afton was probably Golden Freddy Cassidy. Because, yeah, man, you're in hell now and getting tortured. And there's little mini games and little cutscenes. And the cutscenes are supposed to be a metaphor, but I don't really. I saw like one video about them probably years ago where the guy's like, word, when Freddy Fazbear is a samurai, and he's trying to defeat Shogun Foxy. I guess Freddy Fazbear would be a Ronin, sorry. So Ronin Freddy versus Shogun Foxy, I guess it'd be. One of them is like preaching give it up, and that's like the puppet who wants to let everybody move on. And Golden Freddy is probably high school dating, where Toy Chica is trying to get Freddy Fazbear to notice her in like a anime ass situation, and she like takes out her love rivals, like, I don't know, that one game. Maybe she doesn't even do that. Maybe she just is like evil and malicious and stuff. She's like, I know just what'll make him fall for me. I'll do this unethical thing. Then he'll love me. Or something. And maybe that's like the Cassidy Golden Freddy spirit who's like trying to torture them. And like, oh, I want to be violent, and that'll get me what I want. Versus the puppet who's like, just let it go, man. Remember, this guy always comes back. It'll be, some shit might happen. And Golden Freddy Fazbear is like, no, it's fine. I'm having a lot of fun with this. So that probably made him look like a damn fool when they got out in the VR game that I mentioned just now. A little while ago, actually. Shit the fuck? It's 1 hour and 30 minutes. We're almost done. Yes. One game and one DLC, because I don't know shit about those books. So, the last addition to Freddy Fazbear's story thus far is Five Nights at Freddy Fazbear's Security Breach. What the fuck? I have to be in a zen-like state for this. I can't have any distractions like that. What if you think I'm looking at notes? Then the quality of this video would be severely diminished, because, I mean, God, if this was my output and I had a bullet-pointed list in front of me, I'd be a damn fool, wouldn't I? Oh god, I hope this video isn't screwed up because whoa, if there is anything wrong with this video and like how it's working or like if the camera's off, oh my god, fucking furious. I'm gonna be so mad if that happens. I hope it won't. I hope you see me in my cute fucking shirt and my sweater and my hat. I look nice as hell. I'm pleased with myself. So we're in Security Breach, which is the last game, which has a DLC, which we'll talk about, I guess. And then that's all that's been there so far. And I'll talk about what I know about the next game that's coming out, but that's going to be honestly not much. So, we have 4 animatronics right now. We have these are the Glam Rocks now. We have Glam Rock Freddy Fazbear. We have Glam Rock Chica, the chicken. Then we have, I guess, Glam Rock Roxanne Wolf and Glam Rock Montgomery Gator, though I've never heard anyone describe them as such. That being said, I'm not a pillar of the community. So these guys are like really advanced, and they're the most advanced and the most modern, and they're in this thing called the Pizzaplex, which is like a super mall only for Freddy Fazbears. You can bowl, you can eat pizza, you can do whatever the fuck you want, honestly. My god. I don't know if you can hear that. It was weird. Water was rushing through pipes near my microphone. Yeah, we're jump cutting. I'm not gonna lie, that was really close. So, I stopped for the pipes, and then I checked the phone just to make sure everything's above board. That sucker was on 2%. So, it's a little bit like a Deus Ex Machina, isn't it? But anyways, you should see it's about, let's say, 2 inches, 5 inches of extra height. I wonder what grand activities that gives you. We just started talking about Security Breach, where we have Glamrock Freddy Fazbear, Glamrock Chica, Montgomery Gator, and Roxanne Wolf. And they're like the guys, and they jerk their stuff around. They're the main attractions to this place. Sorry, it's been a little bit. It's been an hour and a fucking half talking about a game that I hardly know shit about. So like the plot of this game is that we're all having a good time performing on our stage, and then Freddy Fazbear, Glamrock Freddy Fazbear, gets like a fucking glitch in his matrix or whatever, so he's get taken offline, right? Oh, word though, because shit, man. Because maybe William Afton is back, because he like switched minds with that guy, but also he's like back in his original fucked up charred body, and he like infects them in like a weird way, but not Freddy Fazbear, because Freddy Fazbear is fine because he was on his like backup system because he was like out when the other guy did his attack. William Afton, the purple guy, did his attack. So what is that? What does that mean? So that means that Chica, Glamrock Chica, and Roxanne Wolf and Montgomery Gator are like a little evil. But like this game is interesting in the sense that the robots have their own personality, which are unrelated to wanting to kill children. So it's kind of like a Like, it's still me, but like 75 to 50% me. Some other guy just wants to make me kill kids and stuff. So, not super ethical, but it's whatever. So the plot of the game kicks off when you, a kid, sneak into the Pizzaplex, is what it's called. The big pizza place, the big pizza mall is called the Pizzaplex. And you go into Freddy Fazbear's room, and he goes, Gregory, because that's your name. And he like knows, and he says, What are you doing here, Gregory? And Gregory's like, Shit, man, I don't know. Can I crash here for the night? And Freddy Fazbear says, Sure. Glamrock Freddy Fazbear says, Sure. I guess. Let's fuck around the pizza place, though, also. And you do. Why? Shit, man. I honestly don't remember. But you go around collecting collectibles, and you do objectives in the pizza place, and you learn some kind of interesting stuff. So the first thing that kind of happens is I guess you're looking for a way out the whole time, but like I don't really remember. But you need like shit to happen. I don't know. It's been a while. So Glamrock Freddy Fazbear is a good guy, right? He says, Gregory, I want to help. Gregory, I want to help you. That's what he sounds like, kind of. And he's like your goody two shoes, nobleman. Like he would be the knight or the sword wielder in like a RPG party, right? You're with me on this? He's like a good fucking guy, He's upstanding. There's three other ones though. That in the main quartet, there's Chica, Glamrock Chica, the chicken, and she's hungry. Chica's always been like a I'm hungry sort of character, which is a little odd, I guess, because they're robots. But she like eats shit, and that's like her deal. And she hulks to you. Her voice box is an important thing. And I think that she was a little less developed as a character. Because Five Nights at Freddy's games are known for their character development, as opposed to Montgomery Gator, who I'm a fan of because I like alligators, and in a way he's compelling to me. This robotic alligator, plays golf, and he has anger issues. And I was like, okay, buddy. And there was a Glamrock Bonnie at one point, but either in a fit of his own rage or a fit of madness induced by Burn Trap, which is what he's called now, Springtrap William Afton, the purple guy, getting burned to death because he got burned to death, and it was supposed to be pretty fucking conclusive, but then it wasn't conclusive because we had to walk it back, right? So he's burned now, and he's in the system, the Matrix and shit. So he kind of set Montgomery Gator up to murder Bonnie the Bunny to take his spot on the band, because originally he was a Foxy the Pirate Fox type character, where he was like his own side attraction who wasn't in the gang. You can find this in you can find this out in like kind of his area. Like he wanted to be in the gang, and they invited him, and it was like nice. There's like little cardboard pop outs for that, and it's cute, So he's like a guy, And Bonnie the Bunny, the Glamrock Bonnie the Bunny, we'll talk about this now because there's not really like a chance to. He's gay. If you have to pick one Five Nights at Freddy's animatronic to pick as a gay man, and granted, that's a bit of an assumption there, but it would be Glamrock Bonnie. You can enter his room doing a bunch of secret shit, and you know what you find there? You find a trophy of Glamrock Freddy and an autographed poster of Glamrock Freddy by Glamrock Freddy, and that's like it. And I don't know, there's probably some other dumb shit, but it's like a level of maybe idolization and glamorization that maybe if put as front and center would make you feel like this guy cares really strongly about his Freddy Fazbear, Glamrock Freddy Fazbear buddy. So that's interesting, I guess. Like they're doing something with this. And this is the time where they move to a new game studio. So it's not Scott Cawthon anymore. Scott Cawthon finished in Ultimate Custom Night, then he handed off the rights for VR game and Pizzaplex game. Security Breach. But yeah. Bonnie the Bunny isn't like in this, though. He's dead. Like you find his corpse. It's like kind of weird that they didn't move it, but it's fine. Who we do meet, though, is Roxanne Wolf. And she's like this cocky bitch with ego issues. You can find her. You can, before the game like starts in earnest and people realize there's a kid here and we need to murder them and stuff because we're like infected with the woke mind virus. Roxanne Wolf is like gassing herself up in her own mirror. She's like, "You're the fucking best. Your hair is so perfect. You're so good at everything.
Perfect tonight.
Like, there's nothing you can't do." And it's like, okay, this wolf has ego issues. That's cool. And you can see where they're trying to go with this, and I'm pretty sure it doesn't work in execution because it's a Five Nights at Freddy's game. But it's interesting stuff. It really is. If you, of course, compare it to the average Five Nights at Freddy's game, you know? A pot can be darker or lighter than a kettle, but it's very hard to call a pot light, if that makes sense. So you fucking puts around the game, and Gregory is getting helped by Freddy Fazbear, Glamrock Freddy Fazbear, and he's like, "You need to go to the daycare, man," because I don't remember for some reason. And oh my god, you're going to the daycare where there's the daycare attendant. It's Sun or maybe Sundrop. I don't really know. And he's like, "Hi." So you're like my friend. And also, if anything gets knocked over, I'm gonna freak the shit out about it and like clean it up and put it exactly where it was, even if it isn't exactly in the best place, right? So I'm real anxious. I'm freaking out, you know? Also, whatever you do, hey, don't turn the lights off, okay? Are you with me, Gregory? And Gregory's like, "Whatever, man." And he does that to get like a security clearance badge because you're breaching security. Okay. And then the Sun goes, "Yeah!" And he turns into Moon. And Moon, like the Joker from Batman and Robin, he's like, "Ha ha ha ha, I'm gonna kill you and stuff. I'm so weird and evil. And if you don't find the generators, I'm gonna freaking get you, man. All right? I'm gonna fuck you up." And you're like, "All right, okay. I guess you're gonna fuck me up then." And so that's Sun and Moon, and you know maybe it's not a good idea for the daycare attendant to have a fucked up evil side, but you know, it's whatever. Maybe that's the side that was on when William Afton, the glitch trap, burn trap purple guy, was like psychically infecting everywhere. Maybe? It's possible. It's possible. It doesn't matter. It's a Five Nights at Freddy's game, for God's sake. So we get out of there, and then eventually the security guard woman Ooh la la, it's a girl. He's like, hey, um, get the fuck over here, man. All right, and you kind of do. And if you've seen the GIF called "White Woman Jump Scare," you can search it up on Google. Maybe "White Woman Jump Scare FNAF" FNAF will do the trick, and that's her. And she like kind of gets you, but she's kind of not a bad guy. She like puts you in the security room to like call your parents, but you don't have a parents. You're like an orphan, like on the fucking streets in a cardboard box or whatever. I don't know. It's a lot. I don't remember. But then it turns out, oh psych, it wasn't a Harley Quinn situation. It was like a Harley Quinn Two-Face situation, where half of it is Harley Quinn, the psychiatrist who's like normal about it, and the other half is Two-Face Harley Quinn, the bad guy, who's like a psycho fuck. Right? You're with me on this? Cause her name is Vanny when she puts on her name is Vanessa, and she Harley Quinn's about William Afton. She Harley Quinn's about William Afton. She puts on like a bunny suit because he was a Springlock bunny, and she like kind of worships him, maybe Charles Manson style. I wasn't there for Charles Manson, but she like kind of kills for him. Maybe gives him remnant, which is dead kid juice, to try and bring him back. Who cares? She's evil most of the time. Half the time, eh. So those are like the main things that have the main threats, with the exception of like this weird sort of spider bot with symbols called the Music Man who chases you, but he doesn't really have any lore relevance. So we're gonna skip over that shit because I can't be bothered. The plot of the game, which only takes place over one night, so they lie to you when they say it's Five Nights at Freddy's. All right, you're with me on this. Sue these soulless scumbags. You go around the Pizzaplex, you collect items, you do little sort of challenges, and I'm gonna be honest, you like have like weird boss fights, which is, and you like kill the other animatronics. Like you hit Roxanne Wolf with a car, then rip her eyes out to upgrade Freddy Fazbear with. Then yeah, you make Montgomery Gator fall off like a ledge. Then you paralyze him and you take his, I guess, toe claws, maybe his front claws. I don't know. And you put Chica, the Glamrock Chica, in a trash compactor, and then steal her voice box because there are things like eating. Pause time, by the way. All right. That was weird. Maybe I feel weird because I've kind of been talking for like an almost 2 hours about Five Nights at Freddy's. That probably isn't it. Probably something with my humors, blood, phlegm, yellow bile, black bile. There it goes again. All right, we're gonna soldier on. So we go around, we fuck up the other animatronics, and we take Monty's claws and Chica's voice box and yada yada. And eventually we reach the exit, and we can either like leave now or leave to this other exit or like fight Vanny, and I'm gonna be honest, kill her, which is a little unethical, maybe. I don't know. But there's a couple different endings to the game, but none of them are specifically canon because there's a DLC for the game. Five Nights at Freddy's Ruin. Or remember, it was Gregory before, and now it's this. Shit, man. I don't know. I don't know the other kid's name. She's like this cute kid, I guess. I want to call her Cassie too, but that's probably not right. What's a name? We'll call her Guinevere, but that's not true. So Guinevere is Gregory's like friend, and she's calling him. He's calling her to like help him because in the true ending, probably of Five Nights at Freddy's security breach, find out that the security breach pizzaplex was built on top of the ashes and rubble of the fucking burned down Ultimate Custom Night pizzeria simulator. Pizzeria. And I was like, okay, that's how they're there. Right? I guess okay. I guess that's alright. So you have like a boss fight with William Afton and who is it? But Molten Freddy, who after you activate, that's right, the flame jets inside of the pizzaplex, which sure, man, maybe they were there put by Henry, the guy who set it all up to like kill everybody at the end when that needed to happen, but also I feel like we would have noticed that and maybe done something about that before. Who gives a fuck? Point is flame jets and we damage him for 3 hit points like a Nintendo boss. And we beat Burn Trap, even though Vanessa or Vanny tried really hard to bring him back. So, this is where the books come in. I don't know about these books. They're probably stupid. But there's one thing about them that's going to matter. Called the Mimic. There's a guy named Edwin. He made the Mimic. I don't know much beyond that, but there's a song, probably a book about it. I think the Mimics thing is it mimics whatever it wants, sees other people do, but in like an evil, sort of either an evil genie way or like a Skynet ruthlessly pragmatic way that violates the laws of robotics. Some motherfucker was like, hey, the Mimic. Break down these humanoid things for me. And the Mimic was like, bet, broken down, human, also broken down. Because like, I'm like kind of evil, right? And either I'm going to mimic Burn Trap now, or I wanted to mimic Burn Trap a while ago. And Security Breach was me doing that because people got mad that Springtrap always came back again. It doesn't really matter, but the point is he's like lurking in the bottom of the pizzaplex. And he probably orchestrated this whole fucking thing. Right? And Guinevere's dad was like a Fazbear technician who set up a whole lot of firewalls and systems and stuff to keep the Mimic down there. Why we didn't just come in with, say, a sledgehammer or a flamethrower or whatever the hell, don't worry about it. But the fact of the matter is that the Mimic is like in the pizzeria under the pizzaplex and he's like evil and shit, right? So we needed to turn. So Guinevere, I want to say her name's Cassie, but I've already used that name. One must sleep in the bed they make and lie where they choose to stay. Guinevere is a friend of Gregory's. Despite him being homeless, I guess she couldn't offer him a house or a bed or a roof or anything. They're both kids. No such thing as shelters for kids. No such thing as sympathy for kids either. Gregory lives in a cardboard box. Guinevere has not done shit to help him. Not ethical of her. But she kind of feels bad about that, and I guess they're buddies, because maybe maybe they play at the playground and then she goes to her actual house while he goes to his cardboard box in the middle of the fucking alleyway. And they're buddies. And I guess they have the phone number because Gregory has a phone. Even though he's homeless? But maybe it's the stupid smartwatch that Glamrock Freddy Fazbear gave Gregory at the start of the game, and he, I guess, knows her number, even though he doesn't have a phone. It doesn't matter. He's like, hey, Guinevere, please come into the Pizzaplex. It's super ruined right now, like way worse than it was. I don't know if that means a lot of time has passed or a natural disaster happened or what the fuck. But hey, man, I need you to help me, and you do. You're a good guy. You're a good gal. And all the animatronics are ruined. Guinevere's dad, and this is important. Guinevere's dad is like a technician. Was a Fazbear technician. I mentioned that before a little bit, but like not really. So she has like a special Faz wrench, which is like the stupidest Allen key ever for only Freddy Fazbear related merchandise and systems and properties. So you go into the Pizzaplex and all the ruined shit, and it eventually comes in like caves and tunnels and shit, right? And you're gonna see all 5 of the main animatronics from Pizzeria Sim, and they get a surprisingly well done end to sort of their mini character arc, or some sort of at peaceness, which is very interesting considering the fact that it's a Freddy Fazbear's game, which means they don't do anything besides get you normally. I think it's interesting, you know. A mark of what I call good writing is if I go into something and they make me care, and they compel me in some way, shape, or form, and I go out thinking something different than when I came in. And, you know, it's not a very high bar that I go into Freddy Fazbear Security Breach as a 20-something. But it compelled me enough to where I want to highlight it as a highlight of the Freddy Fazbear writing, because they're such good writers. Let me just go down the list really quickly. So some of this stuff is optional. Some of this stuff is required. Most of this is required, but like one's not optional. Yeah. So you find they're in Pizzeria Sim, the actual game that this DLC is based on, you have the Glamrock versions, and then you have the Shattered versions. So Freddy Fazbear is fine because he, you know, he's fine. You were in his mech suit the whole time. He's your buddy. He's not a bad guy. Who gets their shit fucked up? Glamrock Chica, Montgomery Gator, Roxanne, and it all happens in different ways. She gets her voice box ruined. Montgomery Gator gets his legs severed, and Roxanne Wolf like becomes blind, and but like her hearing's good now. And it's kind of interesting, at least with her, because she has like little. They all have ambient voice lines, right? Originally, it's something like Glamrock Chica's like, "Our friendly staff will help you," and then you tear a voice box up, so it's like, right? So excuse me, there's not the pineapple white claw was really good, but it's making me burp a lot, and I apologize for that. So Glamrock Chica, when was really like a vocal sort of person, and she talks a lot, and she had a nice voice, and that sounded weird. She's very voice centric in the sense that her big change in her shattered form is losing her voice box, and now she can't speak, and she all the gargled stuff. When you upgrade Freddy Fazbear, he gets like a shout from Glamrock Chica. So, and also remember, she's like the eater of the group. So, you know, it's the voice, it's the mouth, it's the throat. And in a way, you symbolically deprive her of that. So when Guinevere, again, not her real name, but I can't remember it, comes to the Pizzaplex, she's able to find that voice box. And there's this one point that's poised for Glamrock Chica the chicken is going to like jump you and get you after like you've had sequences of chases and stuff. But if you don't do that and like you don't like obviously run away from the she's gonna get me, and you walk up to her and you like put her voice box in, if I remember correctly, there's this moment where yeah, she's definitely gonna get you, or like the moment that will definitely turn 1 second from now into a she's gonna get me situation, but it doesn't, and it almost feels like a level of understanding has been reached between you and but a level of understanding has been reached between you and Glamrock Chica from Five Nights at Freddy. If I remember, there's almost a sort of eye contact or a brief pause. I imagine it'd be something like freeing a wolf from a bear trap in a forest. It's a dangerous predator, malicious in several ways, but tonight there's peace and understanding. And you're able to wrap a bow up on it as much as a Five Nights at Freddy's character can have a bow wrapped up on them. And remember, when I'm complimenting this writing here, I'm not saying it's good writing. I'm saying it's better writing than it is typically, because it's a Freddy Fazbear game. So anything that's even moderately well done looks great by comparison. Ooh la la, it's happening again. We're gonna talk about Montgomery Gator, because he's like this pissed off guy, and he's super angry, and like maybe they made him get angry. The Burn Trap mimic William Afton mimic of him doesn't matter. He like loses his legs and he's like fucking crawling around and stuff, and his voice lines are more shit like kind of like the resident dumb guy would say, like
You
you can hide kid, but you can't hide, because he's dumb. He's a little dumb. He's angry and dumb. He's a big dumb guy, and he's a big strong dumb guy. But that's neither here nor there. He cut his legs off, and I think they fucked up, and like he doesn't. I don't think he appears for like the rest of the game, barring the final burn trap sequence, probably due to a coding error, because it was a very poorly put together game, from my understanding. But if he did have any voice lines, I'm pretty sure it's just like grunting, like you know, he's sort of like an animal. And when you meet him in Security Breach Ruin, he's even more like that, and ruined Monty Gator. And it was ruined Chica the Chicken, by the way. Ruined Glamrock Chica the Chicken? Ruined Monty is even more like an animal. And, you know, he doesn't... It's not, you know, very well written. Even for a Five Nights at Freddy game. Even for a game about Freddy Fazbear, you know? So, he chases you... You lure him into the water, and then you electrocute him. Serves him right. Homophobe. Shouldn't have killed Glamrock Bonnie the Bunny, or have been induced into killing Bonnie the Bunny. But 2 out of 3 for the 3 antagonistic... 3 out of 4, actually, we'll get to that, of the central antagonistic animatronics, it's not, like, bad, you know? They dropped the ball on him a little bit, but you know, I'm cool with it because he's an alligator. Those are cool. I don't like that he's a homophobe though. So, mixed bag situation. We have one more before we get to like the main point of wow, that's actually a little bit well written of the game. You meet Sun and Moon, the 2 guys in one body animatronic, and he's like, ah! It's so weird here! Ah! And this whole game, you've been using that Allen key Freddy Fazbear Faz Wrench to like take down firewalls and security nodes and stuff. Because Gregory's like, shit, man, you have to take down the security nodes to like, because there's a really big door or something that I can't get through without the security nodes. I don't. It's fine. And since you're a dumb little kid, you're like, okay, yeah, yay. So you do that, and you like get him, right? You get him. Yeah. And you see Sun and Moon down here, for whatever fucking reason. And Moon's trying to get you, and then you like flash a bunch of spotlights on him. And then Sun is like, use my glowing weak point to strike me for massive damage and make me do a factory reset. So I'll be like a normal human again, you know? And by human, I just mean like guy, right? So you stick it in, you use your Faz Wrench on him, and then I think the subtitle turns his name to like Eclipse or something. Oh, when the sun meets the moon, and he's like, thanks for that, buddy. Shout out. You, Guinevere. Guinevere's like, you're welcome, man. And last but not least, it's ruined Roxanne Wolf. Who, wow, they actually did something compelling in a Five Nights at Freddy's game? Are you kidding me? Yeah, man. I swear to God. I swear to God. So Roxanne Wolf chases you or whatever the fuck, or yada, 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 and you trap her under some rubble. And she's the last security node. And blah, blah, you also have, like, evil VR, by the way, on you, Guinevere. So it only really matters for, like, the circuitry and, like, seeing special shit. But that hasn't been relevant till now for the Five Nights at Freddy plot. So what you can do is, it almost feels like putting down a dying animal. Not in the feral sense that Montgomery Gator was electrocuted in a pit of water and then never seen again. That was just, we're gonna kill you. What that was, this is more of like a mercy killing, sort of like what you might do to Kanye West nowadays, you know? There's like dialogue between them, and Roxanne Wolf was like, oh my god, Guinevere, taken out of the haze of my madness after being buried under a pile of rocks. It's you. You are my favorite kid when you went here all the time. Do you still like ice cream cake? And like your VR vision turns on because Roxanne Wolf's face has been fucking ripped off. Like her eyes were already ripped out from the main game. Like her whole face is removed in the shattered version. So like the VR like gives her like a real face, right? Real. You can see her face again. And she's like, oh, you're like my, I like love you and stuff. And Guinevere gives a fuck about Roxanne Wolf because that was her favorite of the guys. And driven mad and buried under rocks and her servos being all fucking crushed probably, and all this horrible things happening to her guy, she like takes Roxanne Wolf's hand, the hand of Roxanne Wolf, and they're kind of cradling it, and then they take the Faz Wrench and they fucking jam it into the massive weak point. And we euthanized Roxanne Wolf because she was one of the security beacons. What the fuck? Okay. I suppose that when I saw some jerk-off play the game on YouTube, I didn't expect a mercy killing in Five Nights at Freddy's. But hey, it was done probably better than anything else in this godforsaken series. So we're talking about it. We're hulking about it. It's another Hawk 2 joke for the gang. And we're pretty much at the end because that's the final security node, and then oh fuck, it's the mimic, and they're gonna chase you in like a suit. I don't know. It's like an elephant, some random costume. Doesn't matter. And then oh my balls, we like run and run and run and run, and either we make it to an elevator. And by the way, Gregory was being mimicked by the mimic, or there was never Gregory to begin with, or Gregory was we don't fucking know. Point is, Gregory is either dead or he was being mimicked, and he wasn't there in the first place, at least during the time of the game. So either you make it to an elevator and it probably doesn't get like there, or you get chased by the mimic and maybe Roxanne Wolf fucking bodies the mimic and gives you just enough time. But you're probably dead, which sucks. I didn't talk about Shattered Freddy Fazbear because he's not really that important, but like, oh, his head's ripped off and his stomach's ripped out because those things can happen in the game during one of the endings, and that's one of his mechanics, and he's evil now, so he got gotten too. But you know, his arc is he's evil, if you can call that an arc. More like a plot beat. I don't even know if he'll show up again. Oh boy, folks. I'm almost done. And that's good because I'm on my last legs. I've been talking for over 2 hours now. About Five Nights at Freddy's. I need to get out more. So the last game in Five Nights at Freddy's thus far is Security Breach Ruin, but the planned next game is called some shit like Secrets of the Mimic. And there was like one trailer released and one parody song that my friend who works in like a sort of youth center has heard entirely too much of. There's a guy named Edwin. He made the mimic. I think the mimic kills kids for fun. I don't know. Yeah. What are you still here for? Fuck. They made a movie, but like it's kind of not really relevant. Man, I don't know. You could have actually watched Casablanca in the time it took to listen to this. Watch Casablanca. All right. I guess that's it. Follow me on my Letterboxd account. Yeah. I like to think I live with joy and honor. And there's an uncanny occurrence that happens where my enemies seem to fail completely and utterly by forces outside of my control. And it makes me think of a certain quote by both Sun Tzu or perhaps Confucius, it's misattributed, and also spoken, to tie this back to Five Nights at Freddy's, because we haven't spoken about that enough, to Pig Patch from Ultimate Custom Night, who, on occasion, when he kills you, can say, "You can wait by the rivers long enough and find the bodies of your enemies floating by." Thank you for listening to me. I love you.